Right. Let's continue. I was at the buffer, right? Okay.
You're my
Come again.
you are my question.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So, what was your question? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, I said your question is very difficult because to get rid of information on the internet is going to take all stakeholders to be involved. Those watching your browsing history, where you've been shopping, the games you'll be playing, the YouTube videos you'll be so all this is going to take the various companies involved for them to clean you. Other than that, your information cannot widely wiped out from the internet because you never know where you visited and where that particular server is. You might get your information, you might get rid of it on Google server. What if you visited Facebook? Is there? What if you visited okay, Google is the same is has the same server as YouTube, so Google controls YouTube. You can do that. What if you visited a betting site or a soccer site or anything Yahoo, you visited Yahoo, all these have to come together. You get them involved to clear you. Other than that, no. The question is no. You can't. You get it.
Yes, I get it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So when you are using the internet, be very careful of the information you give there. It can be used against you in the near future. Be very careful of the things you post. In fact, one scenario is what one scenario is those who will be going for this visa at the American embassy. They actually used these things. You will go there, they will ask of your Facebook account. Then they will actually go there, friend you, befriend you, then be seeing the things you post. If you are a criminal, they will deny you of your visa. So please be mindful of things you post on your social media. It will actually come back to harm you one day. Okay, let's move on. So the buffer, yes. So you see, this buffer overflow, it comes in a way whereby you are trying to fill a form. Please take note of these attacks. These are the attacks you will be using. So kindly, that's why I've taken my time to explain them to you. So this uses scripts. This is whereby, for example, the C programming language, C, if you've heard of C programming language, it's a script programming language and it's a low level programming language. Now, we have something called validation inputs. Those doing coding, you come across it. Validation input. This is whereby you want the person to fill your form. You are creating a form. That particular section of the form, you want the person to input only numbers. This is a case whereby the person will go and put
bisa mehwɛ sɛ akwadaa no ɔbɛsua adwuma ɔmama no ase anaa na ɔmo mpɛ me to wɔkaba no de kan bɛtwerɛ
you get your information. Yes, you get there, you get your information, your data from the you get your data from the form and you see the person instead of the person inputting contact or number has input name or letters. This is where form validation comes inside. So you validate that particular field whereby if the person tries to type a letter instead of a number, it will tell the person invalid input. So you can see some forms does that, some don't. Now those who don't do that, it becomes very vulnerable for a hacker to tap on such forms. It means you are not protecting the form with input validation. It means the hacker can actually inject scripts to it. Please, after this class, go and read about scripts, programming scripts. You will need it. Read about programming scripts so that you will know how these scripts, what's a script, programming script. Please write it down and go and read about it. The next time I'll ask these things, you will be needing it. Okay. You inject scripts. So when a person injects scripts, meaning whoever will fill that form, that particular form, when you fill it, the hacker is getting that information. You fill it, the hacker will get that information. You fill it, the hacker is getting that information. Okay, so that's it for buffer overflow. Very simple. And it's also in your reading materials, please. You can read more about that too. The next one is command execution. Now you can see I've input some sort of script here. This is a script. System into bracket, double quote mail, then the dollar sign email, then the less than sign. Those doing HTML, you will know the tag things. Then you see the less than sign, then you see the terms and condition dot txt. This particular coding line or script, it starts from system is the function of this system is actually send email. So when I input this script in my code, meaning I want to send automatic emails to my clients. Okay. Now this script, this particular script, the hacker can actually target it. We use a command line. Now, this is how they do it. They have a particular, I'll give you a link to. Actually, let me try and, let me see. For example, let me give you an example. You visit one website or a certain website, then they will say, send us a message or leave us a message. Then they will bring name, your email address, then a text box area whereby you can type your message there to send it to them. Now, if they didn't validate that thing, if the creator of that interface or something didn't validate it, he or she is putting you, the user, into trouble. One, whoever will input his or her email there, the hacker is going to get it. Now, as soon as you input your email there and you press on send, the hacker gets your email. Then you will be there, you see in your email, you'll be receiving spam messages or emails you've not subscribed to. It's because of you filling these. You go to the form. But you see, it's funny that you, the mere user, you wouldn't know that this form is input. Okay. Wait, you will know it. Now, it's just input validation, meaning try when you are filling such forms at the email section, it says your email address. Try and type your email address without the @ sign, then try and submit. If it says go back and add the @ sign, or this is incorrect, it means that form is protected. If it accepts it and send it automatically, it means you are vulnerable. So please keep that in mind. When you are filling such forms, at the email part, try and input your email address without the @ sign. So if it's tom@gmail.com, use tom@gmail.com. Just then try and send it. If it sends it, it's meaning that particular form is vulnerable to hacking. If it says go back or rectify or is incorrect input, meaning it is protected. Very simple scenario with that. Okay. Now, Trojan horse and backdoors. no, subverting client-side scripting. This actually deals with certain programming languages. Initially, it was Java, the programming language called Java. It's a scripting language. Java. This Java, you can use Java for a whole lot of things. Build games, full applications, web applications called applets. Now, on the initial release of Java, it has a lot of security problems whereby hackers can actually tap on these applications and get details of users. But now I think they've actually improved upon it, and actually they've covered all these loopholes. So now it's very safe to use. Okay, backdoors and Trojan horse. We've all heard of Trojan horse. Now, this comes in a situation where those who like downloading softwares, anywhere they will download the software, um, 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 maybe the person didn't get the address, will just go and download the software. You are very vulnerable to these attacks. Right now, people are strengthening their security, and so hackers are finding it difficult to actually tap on people's details. Now, what they do is they put these viruses or these tracks or these Trojan horses in programs and post it on online in softwares. So it mostly comes with softwares you download, which is in zip. So you see, you download the software from the internet, it comes with .zip. You have to unzip it and get some files in it before you can. Those softwares are very vulnerable. The likelihood that a Trojan horse is hidden inside there is about 90%. If you are downloading a software, if you download a software and it is in zip form .zip or .rar, the probability that you have a Trojan horse virus or tracking software inside it is 90%.
Sir, please, you said .zip and the other one is
RAR.
okay.
.rar.
Yeah, RAR.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. So this is the new technique for hackers. So you see, a hacker will be like, okay, now I'm not getting people. So I'll create a software website. So you'll be there, your friend will say, your friend, ignorance as you are. So it will send you a software. You see, Charlie, this software site, you can get every software from there. Then you too, you go there, you start downloading because you need softwares. Now you will download the software, you will see it is the fold. What you've on. Right, let's continue. Though in the zip folder you will find the software you want to but attached to it you will see some other files that are unnecessary. Woe betides you if you open those files. Immediately you get infected by these Trojan horses and you are doomed. You are good. You are doomed. You are good to go to enjoy your hacking. They will actually track you, and you see, a hacker knows what he or she is looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all the hacking or the attacks you as a hacker you can launch to your targets. Any question? Very quick, then we move on to the searching for public corporate information. How to gather information.
Sir,
Sir.
did you talk about the subverting client-side scripting?
Oh yes, it was very quick. Okay. The reason why it was very quick is that nowadays hackers we don't use it. It's about you targeting scripting languages. For example, Java. It was Java. Initially, when Java was launched, it has security problems. So when you use a Java app, the probability that you are using, so we have Java apps like which Java app have I played before? You see, there are some those who are old enough, who like playing games, there were some apps when you open it will come Java before the apps will open.
Yes, yeah,
Yes,
I
those are
remember.
Java apps. Yes, those apps, some, not all, they were very vulnerable because of this scripting Java is using. Java's architecture, the initial release was vulnerable to attacks, these scripts. So hackers can just tap inside and hack you. So whilst using this, when you open this application you are using, the hacker can find a loophole in that app. Then through that app, get access to the device you are using, then start exploiting you. Do you get it? But nowadays, hackers don't use such attack because they've actually realized and they are closing those loopholes. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Please, any question before we quickly move
So
on? Yes.
they were talking about the zip files and the RAR files.
Yes.
Yeah, so what about the WinRAR?
Yeah, it's the same. So is the those okay, example, those file that ends with I think dot ISO, the ISO files, ISO, RAR files, zip, and we have a whole lot. Those softwares you download that require you to use to unzip it before, or to use WinRAR, or to use any software to unzip before you can actually get access to actual software. Those I'm talking about, most of them have hidden Trojan horses inside them. Most of them. That's why you don't get you see some apps you download, you just get the .exe. You just double click, then you install. Some too, no, you have to unzip it so that you get a specific folder whereby these some files and that particular is inside. You, as hungry as you are for the app, you just go straight and double click on your app without noticing there are some files attached to it. Those files, they are there to test you. When you click it or double click it, you are doomed. Okay.
And is that
Yes, please stop.
please for the abuse of trust
Yes.
concerning that, let's say uh, we build the system, and in terms of, let's say, I'm a hacker, and let's say I met a different person maybe who is interested in what you built, but actually don't know how to go about it. And as you rightly said, like I showed him everything concerning it. So in terms of, let's say, implement it or before the person can deploy it, is there a way that, so is the person supposed to modify it in order to bring it out, or to just bring the same thing out and just make sure that those loopholes in the previous one or what they already built is now working? Because I think this copyright and stuff are also taken in consideration, and this auditing is also taken into consideration. So I wanted to know concerning that.
Okay. In fact, with this abuse of trust thing, it's actually between you, the system developer, or the authority of this system, and the person you are entrusting it to. Should you leak your secret loophole to a friend or anybody, and you still feel suspicious, like you feel that the person might use it in the future against you, then you quickly must find a way to solve that loophole before the person begins to exploit you. Now, see, hackers, they are very intelligent. When they get to know you are there's one loophole in your system and they get to know it. Now, when they start exploiting your system, they know that there is a high probability that you might solve that loophole. So they will create another one. So you have one loophole and you've given to your friend. Your friend will use that loophole to create another loophole. Then we'll even stop using your own loophole. So you will try and seal your own loophole. But you see, the hacker has a new loophole using it. Now,
Okay.
a loophole is a way to get to your system. Now, when I get to your system, I can do a whole lot. Do you get it?
Okay, sir.
Yes, I can change files. So let me say there is a loophole in your login form. Then you show it to me. Then I go sit at my one place. Then I get into it. Now I'll try as much as possible in your login form to create a loophole. Maybe at maybe the loophole is at the password section. I'll create a loophole at the email section. So maybe you solve at the password section without even knowing there's a loophole in the email section. Then I'll be using that.
Okay.
So yes. Okay, let's move on, quickly move on to the gathering of information. Gathering. Now, hope you can see this link. I'm sending these links to you at the chat session. Pick it. At the chat session, I'm sending you links there. Pick these links. Now, go and exploit it. Go and exploit these links. These Okay, very fast because I have a lot to and our time is up to give me 15 minutes. I'll end the class. Okay, I'm setting up a new connection. I'll join you soon. Right, let's continue very quick. Now, how to gather information about your target. Please note them down very quick. How to gather information about your target. So, as a hacker, know how to gather your information. You don't just passive information gathering. Now, we want to target a company. We want to target a company. There are a number of internet resources that can provide useful information about that target company. Examples. One, please list them down. Examples. We have regional internet registration databases. That's 1.1. Regional internet registration databases. 2. Domain name databases. Domain name databases. 3. EDGAR, capital all in caps. EDGAR database. We'll explain each one. Then the last one, we have news websites. News websites. Okay. Now you see, when you are gathering information, some companies, they have a software installed.
Sir, could you please go over the steps again?
Okay, regional internet registration database. Regional internet registration database. Then the next one is domain name database. Domain name database. The next one is capital EDGAR. Edgar. EDGAR database, all in caps. Now we have news website. News website. Take note of this. The organization or the target you are trying to hit, he or she or they might have installed a software called intrusion detection software, IDS. Intrusion detection software. Okay, let's actually go through this. Now, some organization, they make their information available on their website a whole lot. Some too don't. But with this I've given you, whatever company or whoever company you are, you have your details there. And only if you are online, you have your details there. Now, write this. I can, capital I, capital C, capital A, capital N, capital N. I can. It stands for Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Now, this company or this organization, it's responsible for the whole world. It's responsible for the distributing of IP addresses and domain names. Every website on the internet, including your own website where you've hosted it, this ICANN gave you your website address and your domain name. Gives you your domain name. ICANN. It stands for Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Okay. Now, let's move on. Domain names are registered with private organizations and managed by organizations. Domain name, they are registered with private organizations and managed by organizations. Now we have 3 types of regions in the world that manages domain names and IP addresses. Please note them down. This ICANN distributes its IP addresses to 3 main regional internet registries. That's RIR. This ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, they distribute the IP addresses to the 3 regional internet registries. So the whole world, we have 3. So see it like this: the whole world, we have one organization that's governing every website on the internet that has a domain name that gives to it. Okay. Now this organization distributes or divides it into three for the whole world. Now we have one to be A, capital A, R-I-N, ARIN, ARIN. The second one is APNIC, 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 APNIC. The third one is RIPE, RIPE. Quickly, let's go into it. RIPE. So those are the regional internet registries. The three main regional internet registries. With these everything on the internet is with them. Okay. Now list these things down. Sources of information about your targets. List these things down. 1. Get the regional internet registries of your target. Regional internet registry, that is the RIR. Those are the three things I gave you there: ARIN, APNIC, and RIPE. So each organization falls under either of these. I'll give you the details of it. So 1, you need to get to know the regional internet registries of that specific target. 2, know the hoist search. Hoist search, WHOIS, WHOIS search. Next one, EDGAR database, EDGAR, EDGAR, EDGAR database. The next one is stock exchange website. Visit the stock exchange a website for that particular organization and know their details about them. Stock exchange websites. The next one is home page, the company home page, our organization's home page. Visit it. So these are where you can get your information about your target, please. The next one is news sites, news groups, and search engines.
Can you come over the first two that you stated?
Okay, the first one, sources of information about your target. 1, about a target company. 1, regional internet registries. Regional internet registries. 2, hoist search, that's WHOIS search. Hoist search. Please write them down. The third one is EDGAR, EDGAR, EDGAR database. The next one is stock exchange website. So you go to the stock market, you trace them, how they are performing on the stock market. The next one is company homepage, the homepage of your target company, the company homepage. The next one is news groups or news site and search engines. You can also use search engines and read more about this company. Now we are diving into the regional internet registries. Now, to find out that the IP blocks that a company has reserved, one of the 3 RIPs can be queried. Okay, now I'm giving you the very details of this. Now you see these regional internet registries, they are divided into 3. We can be logged out any moment from now. We will join very quick for our last session. Okay, before that, let's continue. Now, the 3 types of these regional internet registries are: 1, ARIN, that's ARIN. 2, APNIC, APNIC. 3, RIPE, RIPE. Okay, now the ARIN covers North and South America and Sub-Saharan Africa. It's covering, so every company that's located North, South America, and Sub-Saharan Africa. So here you understand why the hacker needs your IP address to trace your location. All right. The arena I go over again is covering North, South America, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Now let's move to the ethnic. The ethnic is covering Asia Pacific. The ethnic, so every company that